Hello, everyone. This is Darcinovia here. How you doing? I honestly do not know what I'm actually going to talk about today. It is an open, discussion stream, politics, pop culture. Hopefully, unlike last month, um, I can get a little bit under control. Maybe have, the discussion maybe a lot more organized. Even though I'm still going to interact with my audience, the only person that's watching at the moment. I'll probably watch, wait a little bit for my audience to get a little bit bigger before I start getting into whatever conversations that may end up inevitably come up. I'll probably have to repeat myself, so I'm just gonna ramble for the next few minutes. Jesus, this week has been like kind of boring, all things considered, if I have to be honest. In fact, nothing of much of interest has really happened. Yeah, you were able to make up to the start of this. Though I don't know what I'm talking about, V level, this time. I really do not know. If I can invite you on if you want to be on for a few minutes. I mean, you, the invite's open, though I'll have to do it under Discord, though, not StreamYard. Oh, and shit. Yes, Vosh is more authoritarian than Stalin. I mean, Jesus. I barely pay attention to Vosh, if I have to be real. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, Papa Wedge? All right. Thoughts on Survivor and Amazing Race? I don't even watch those, and and Survivor is still on. Jesus, what is it like 2021? Fuck, I was in middle school when Survivor had its first season. Jesus. As for Amazing Race, I've never seen it. Sorry if I'm a little late. Well, you're not really late. The stream just started a few minutes ago. I'm more waiting for the audience to actually, you know, grow first before I start getting into, deep conversation. Oh, I'd love to do that. Well, for those of you who like my Star Wars content, there is a Star Wars review coming up soon. I don't know how long it's going to take. One of them's coming out sooner than the other. It's going to be on a unreleased Star Wars novel in Legends. I do have a physical copy of it, actually. How I got it, I'll tell you in the review. Let's just say it's one of the unpublished Bantam era novels. And I don't want to spoil what I think of it yet, but let's just say it's very easy to find online now. That's all I'm going to tell you. But expect a review in the upcoming weeks. Well, I decided to start at 3 this time because this shouldn't be I'm just going to say it. I've been focusing on, trying to lose weight, and I exercise at least an hour, after I eat every meal, whether it's lunch or dinner. Though I do it more after dinner because I exercise more at night than I do in the daytime, depending on the weather. So that's my focus. That's why I pushed this stream back, because I didn't know when lunch would be ready, today. So I just did that to be on the safe side. And it worked out, actually. I don't go to Universal Studios. I don't even go to any amusement parks. I cannot comment. Oh yeah, I don't want to spoil for anyone who actually, the one or two people that still care about my reviews, but whatever. Hey, Attack of the Menace. I'm doing both. I'm eating differently and I'm exercising more. Which is why I haven't shown myself on camera. I want to when I lose the amount of weight that once I reach my goal, I'll show my face. That's what will happen. But until I lose whatever amount of weight I plan on losing, I'm not going to even gonna reveal how much I want to lose. I'll reveal my face again. But until then, it's just going to be me behind the camera. Future who? Who's Future Trunks? Well, I eat a lot of Asian food. I've been in the past year. So that combined with my exercise and reducing my portion size and cutting out, pretty much anything with a lot of sugar in it, like soda and all that other stuff, which soda wasn't really that difficult. I mostly drink tea. It has made it easier, though exercise, I didn't realize how something so simple as exercise could help you lose weight. But again, what I'm doing doesn't work for everybody. I'm not going to any. I don't like amusement parks, if I have to be honest. Well, everyone's metabolism is different. Some people could like eat a fucking something enough for a fucking army and not lose any weight or gain any weight. Then you have people like me who has probably one of the shittiest fucking metabolisms. I don't think it's the shittiest. There's people far worse, but I'm just exaggerating. Where you have to freaking weigh yourself every goddamn day just to make sure you're not gaining any weight. That's how I'm keeping track of my weight gain or loss, is weigh myself daily so I make sure I don't gain too much weight. If I check my weight every day, I'm far less likely to gain weight. Because if I don't pay attention, I'll gain like freaking 5 pounds that I lost. So it's very hard. I mean, I'm not going to be useful in a communist revolution if I'm still as fat as I am now. I'm not self-deprecating myself. I'm just it's an objective fact that I would not be physically useful. Oh, I've read the first 4 X-Wing novels, have a review on my channel. As for the which Thrawn book? Are you referring to the Thrawn trilogy from, the old days or the new Thrawn trilogy? You got to specify. As for the Tales, I have a review of Tales of the Bounty Hunters and Tales of Mos Eisley Cantina. If you want to know my thoughts, I have reviews on them. Future Trunks, I forgot he existed. Yes, every single diet I've ever went on has failed because doctors have given me such shitty advice. Eat five vegetables and fruits and vegetables 5 times a day. It's like, okay, what the fuck? There's a poor person who has to pay for almost all of his goddamn food. How's he going to afford, that much vegetables? It's bullshit. I haven't been eating 5 vegetables and fruits 5 times a day. I've eat 2 meals, lunch and dinner. I only eat breakfast when I, go to work. I don't ever eat it otherwise. So I eat 2 meals a day. Oh yeah. When I drink tea, I do not drink freaking sweetened tea. It has to be unsweetened. Nope, you weren't late. You were relatively early. Yeah, it is. I see more fat kids today than I did 10 years ago, and it's disturbing. I don't. It's almost as if I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you know what? Fuck it. I think these foods that, that the government allows to be consumed en masse is a form of population control. That instead of putting people in death camps, they would prefer to do that because it's faster. They can't do that because that would bring too much attention. If the entire world knew America was exterminating undesirables, in camps, that wouldn't look good. And it would destroy the US's image of bullshit oh, we are a freaking beacon of democracy. No, it kills, its population by other means. Poverty, by making cheap, food be like processed garbage, and the healthy food out of poor people's price range. And especially if you live in a food desert, you're even worse. So yeah, it's why people's life expectancy in America is going to shit, because the food that we eat is fucking like killing us. Like, I know a friend of, well, he's not a friend of mine, but I know a younger brother of my friend, one of my friends in real life. The guy's so fat. Like, I'm not doing this to insult him, but he looks like somebody that's like, in his like late 50s. I mean, it's just Jesus. It's like, I don't, when you don't take care of yourself, to the extent that you look much older than you are. I'm surprised I actually still look like my age. All right. Yeah. If you're wondering what I do for exercise, all I do is I just walk. I just do a simple walk. That's a secret that I will not reveal. I've been drinking lots of water. I always drink water. Oh, I reviewed the old Thrawn trilogy actually. I reviewed it like 5 years ago. I might planning on revisiting that trilogy at some point in the future. So if you care to know, Maxwell Glover, what my thoughts of the Thrawn trilogy are, I mean, it hasn't really changed since 2016. I mean, you could watch one of my reviews. Actually, yeah, they are great. I have it on a playlist. Actually, I have an entire playlist of all my expanded universe reviews up until now. I have over 200 and like 20 something reviews. There's a lot. Though I'm not going to lie, the quality of those older videos kind of suck, because believe it or not, I recorded like a good chunk of my videos using my phone. For my first reviews, I used my PS Vita. Yes, I recorded Star Wars reviews using my PS Vita. Don't ask me how that worked, but I did. Yeah, I haven't read the first book of the Ascendancy trilogy. I do have it though. I'm gonna talk about it like at some point in the future. I just don't know when. Yes, we do. We really do need to do that, B level. I don't know what would happen. I think Gizmo would pretty much, you know, destroy the entire roster with its cuteness. Oh, sorry. Just bringing up the name Gizmo kind of, you know, has me thinking about a dog that died a few years ago. That with the with the same name. I've been I don't know. I think I've been fasting without realizing it, but it's really hard. You need like 10 dozen salad. See, I gotta keep up with all this. Yeah. Okay, I feel like for me, I think you should only if you're unless you're like moving around a lot, you shouldn't eat 3 meals a day. I can go by 2 meals a day. Honestly, the only time I eat 3 times a day is when I work, because I move around more. So I need, and if you want to lose weight, one thing you have to do is view food as a fuel, because that's essentially what it is. Yeah. South Korea is such a great fucking place that they have a problem with alcoholism. Under socialism, we wouldn't have a bunch of fat people because people wouldn't be able to freaking, they wouldn't be able to sell that shit, and people would be able to get freaking good food under socialism. I fucking don't even, corn syrup is fucking disgusting. I mean, I can't even, I used to drink fucking a lot of fountain soda. It always gave me the shits. Ever since I stopped drinking that shit, that has stopped. Jesus, we're talking about food. Yeah. What? Really? That sounds interesting. Sorry, people. I'm trying to keep. There's so many people. I didn't expect this many comments this amount of time. It probably would be better than what we ultimately got. I mean, holy shit. X-Men Apocalypse is. It's a guilty pleasure. It isn't bad, that isn't good either. Of course they are. They're a part. They're. I don't want to sound like I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but fuck it. They're part of the depopulation agenda. They want to kill as many poor people as possible. Oh God, McDonald's. Ugh, who the hell eats that shit? Oh God. Me and my friend used to have a joke that when I say this is the last time I'm ever going to McDonald's, and of course 2 days later I went to McDonald's. It was always an ongoing joke, but the joke is not funny anymore because I don't even go to McDonald's anymore. The last time I ate it, I got sick. So did my brother. We were trying to get our IDs, back in like during the height of COVID. It was disgusting. It is. It is a luxury. Eating it is a luxury unless you can afford it. The only reason I'm able to afford it right now is I don't buy the food that I eat for the most part. The only thing I pay for is my rent, and that's pretty much it. My rent covers all of that. Covers my food, my utilities. So I only am able to eat like I am. It's because where I live right now. There's a program that helps people with who poor disabled people, able to actually eat healthy without actually destroying their fucking wallet. Yeah. Yeah, food pyramid is bullshit. Always has been. Jesus, we've been talking about food for like almost 20 minutes. I don't mind green tea as long as it doesn't have, any fucking bullshit freaking sweeteners in it. Wait, who the hell are you talking about, B-level? Do I need to watch a video for shits and giggles? Honestly, I just walk around my neighborhood. That's what I do. Then again, not everyone has the luxury I do. Some people, it's not even feasible to exercise out in their neighborhood because their neighborhood may not be safe. So like I said, what I do is not necessarily going to work for everyone. Jesus. Yep, those were the days. Evita. I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking far behind. I'm like at least almost 5 minutes behind. Okay, okay. I cannot comment on that. Um, there is public transport in Orange County, though it sucks. I cannot comment on that. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with all these comments, so if I skip a few comments, you know, so I'm sorry. It just there's so many comments. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with all of them. Hard Contact is a good book. I will, but I won't say any more. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. Jesus. Yeah, it is disgusting. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but can you guys, if you made your comments earlier, can you make them again? Because I cannot keep up with all these comments. So I'm just gonna go to the newest ones. I cannot do them. Let's see. No one needs to slow down. It's just if you have any comments, any questions, I had to skip them because otherwise I'll be fucking far behind. I mean, I was like 5 minutes behind, so I'm sorry. Honestly, I think Kylo Ren should have just not have had a redemption arc in general. There was nothing Kylo Ren had that actually indicated that there was something good about him. He always, you know, was somebody that freaking who gave off as somebody that was entitled and privileged. So no, I don't think anything you could have done that would have improved Kylo Ren's character, other than sticking to what Rian Johnson did with him in The Last Jedi, and not have him freaking become a non-character and basically get rid of all of his development that he obtained in The Last Jedi and have him lose it in a few minutes in The Rise of Skywalker. All right. Yes. Yes. By the way, don't slow down, people. Just keep your comments going. It's just if you've had a comment I missed, you may have to ask it again because I'm not gonna be able to. I can't do all of them. Peter Griffin. I'm not good at voice impressions. No, I'm not gonna explain why that is. Honestly, me and Matt Wilkins had a disagreement, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, they did. If I had to be honest with you, I would prefer if Kylo Ren just died a villain and not get redeemed. Because Rian Johnson was like the only person that actually thought, you know what, maybe we shouldn't go the Darth Vader route with Kylo Ren. Maybe we should do something different. Maybe have him die as a villain. I don't know. I mean, Jesus. The Rise of Skywalker was such a corporate movie. Like I could rant about it all day. Hey, Robolo, what's up? I wouldn't know if I'm the right person to, you know, recommend, you know, diet and exercise. I'm not the right person. I have not. I don't have Netflix. Yes. I don't watch South Park, actually. Yeah. I know that my thumbnail is it's probably gonna piss off some right wingers when they see black communist Jesus of an AK-47. That's the whole reason I did it, as a way to, you know, for people to like look at it, it's like, what the fuck is this? But it's the exact opposite. Oh yeah, that's true. I honestly, I always would like to. I always viewed Kylo Ren as pretty much a sociopath from the very start. That he was never a good person. In the material that's trying to explain how he fell to the dark side, it's just bending over backwards. Just to justify Kylo Ren's redemption. and blaming, everybody else but Kylo Ren for his fall to the dark side. I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, I'm sorry, Kylo Ren, was a fascist. He should have died as one. Oh yeah, I've heard of that book, of the lies the doctor told me. Oh, I'm tempted to play the national anthem, right? Honestly, I'd probably, but I'd piss some people off if I did, so I won't play it. Yeah. even though in the even though he was a if G, Kyle, Jesus was a Hebrew, he fucking, it's like, if Jesus existed and he was born, in that region of the world, he wouldn't be fucking white. He really wouldn't be white, honestly. This white Jesus is nothing but freaking, bullshit propaganda by the church to make, people of color, out to be the devil. But if Jesus really existed and they found evidence that Jesus was black, do you have any idea how the freaking white supremacists would react, to that revelation of Jesus being black? That their symbol of white supremacy was actually a black the whole time? Their brains would fucking melt. I cannot comment on that. Not right now. Yeah, Kylo is a bitch. That is true. Why is he a fanboy of Vader? I don't know. That's just so stupid. That's true. That is true. Yeah, he was. Nobody's gonna. I'm gonna die on this hill. Jesus was black. If Jesus actually lived at all, he was black. Nobody's gonna, change my mind on this. Jesus was black. Yeah. Honest. What this thing is stupid about the Kylo Ren comic is it comes out after, during and after the Rise of Skywalker. It's like, it doesn't like really mesh up with his character. I mean, Kylo Ren is a mess. Honestly, I could rant about him for hours on why he's such a shitty villain. That's true. You know what? Zombie Simpsons, as bad as that is, it's nowhere near as bad as Family Guy. Oh God, Jesus would hate America if he's anti-American. If Jesus actually came to America, like they would arrest him for being an Arab, and he would be considered a far freaking left communist. The only reason the right wing anagenical Christians love Jesus is because he's dead. Okay, I'm in a belief that I'm not sure if Jesus existed, but if Jesus did, uh, Jesus would like be ashamed of America and his followers in America using his name, for such vile, purposes. Kylo Ren would fucking bitch slap Kylo. I mean, sorry, Comrade Stalin would bitch slap Kylo Ren and tell him to shut the fuck up and work. That's what he would do. He's like, off to the gulag, you little shit. That's what he would do. Well, that's not our concern, honestly. Oh yeah. I have never seen it. Oh God, the weaves. Jesus, the weaves. You know what thing it's that freaking Reylos fucking intersect with? A lot of Reylos tend to be weebs for some weird reason. Oh, oh. Yeah. Honestly, I personally think Rogue Squadron shouldn't. I don't think any Star Wars movie should take place anywhere near the sequels. um, why do you need it? It's that I don't really care what Matt Wilkins does anymore. Honestly, I privated the video for a reason, and I will not get into the details why. Oh God, the only reason Raylo exists is not because they actually generally like the characters. It's just they see two attractive people and they they are sexually attracted to them, and they would like to see, Ray and Kylo Ren do whatever. I mean, a lot of Raylos tend to be bisexual, from what I've seen from Raylos. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I'm just saying from my experience, you know, both, you know, both the men and the women that are Raylos, they tend to be sexually attracted to Desley Ridley and Adam Driver. That's the vibe that I get from Raylos. Chucky. Oh yes, he would get the Fred Hampton treatment. Unfortunate. It's sad to say. Oh god, the fucking ancient aliens is such fucking horse shit. That's like the stupidest. Can we just talk about some of the stupidest conspiracy theories of all time? Like, who the fuck watches the History Channel? I mean, anyone that watches the History Channel, to learn history, I'm sorry, you're a moron. The History Channel is nothing more than bullshit propaganda. I mean, they allow ancient aliens to fucking air. Ancient aliens, it's just so bad. It's like wait, it just I just view it as racist. It really is racist. Oh my god, these people in Africa, they could not have made all these pyramids on their own. It's like there's no way they could have been smarter than Europeans. They had been aliens. No, the hard truth is the people in that part of the world were smarter than the people in Europe. Okay, deal with it, you dumbass motherfuckers. People did make those pyramids. The people that made them were really smart. It wasn't aliens. It's nonsense, and it discredits the genius of those men and women that actually built those pyramids. Yeah, it was built with slave labor, but you cannot deny that those pyramids, there's a reason they still stand today. And it's not because of fucking aliens. They probably, they understood certain techniques, how to build certain architecture better than we do today. And it's probably something that was lost throughout the ages that we have yet to rediscover. That's essentially what it is. I mean, things that people have made through thousands of years has been lost. It is possible. Many years have passed, since those pyramids have been built. So who's to say, though it isn't a skill that humanity lost, in the millennia that humanity has existed on this planet that we call home. And I think basically giving the credit to aliens basically discredits, all the achievements that people of color have, obtained, in the world. It's bullshit. It's racist nonsense. That's where I stand on ancient aliens. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jesus would leave this planet. It's like, you know what? Fuck humanity. They're on their own. That's what Jesus would say. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. Oh god. Okay. All right, I got. Sorry, guys, if I'm skipping comments, but I have to, you know, you know, try to keep up with them. Yes. Okay, I do believe aliens exist, but I do not believe aliens shaped, all those, you know, I just don't believe it. Okay, well, I'm not familiar with that part of history, so whatever. Oh, God. Yeah. I know Cult of Dusty did a funny video, 10 years ago when he basically played Jesus, why they're not coming back. And I thought it was funny when he did that. But I think he removed that as far as I recall. Oh God. History Channel is cringe. By the way, Disney owns the History Channel. Oh God, it does. The aliens, if aliens actually just discovered our planet, they would look at us like, wow, these stupid primitives still haven't abandoned capitalism. Wow. Well, fuck this. They'll just abandon us altogether. I don't think Cult of Dusty, he has made an effort to change, though unfortunately because he's a liberal, he hasn't, abandoned, some of his liberal views, and so yeah. I don't think he's a bad guy. I but I do think he has some problematic views. Oh God. Didn't the History Channel do a stupid, alternate history where if the Nazis won World War II, it's like, yeah, what an original concept. The Nazis winning World War II. Yeah, probably one of the stupidest and most unlikely historical scenarios, that could have actually have happened. All right. I don't even think I don't even think aliens would even want anything to do with us because how stupid we are. All right, let's see. Like, okay, I'm just going on a tirade here regarding alternate history scenarios with the Nazis winning World War II. If anybody knows anything on how the Nazis, government was run and how their military was run, it was incompetent. The Nazi regime was incompetently run. I mean, how could a freaking self sabotaging regime like the Nazis have defeated, you know, the United States and the British and the Soviet Union? They might have had defeated the Soviet Union if things did not, you know, happen like they did, with the weather. Maybe. But would they have defeated, the freaking the Japanese, the Americans, and the British? No. The very idea that an incompetent regime like the Nazis could take over the freaking world is stupid and laughable. It's the most overdone scenario fucking of all time. What if the Nazis won World War II? It's like I don't know what's up with the fetishization of the Nazis, honestly. But let's just say they did win World War II. Humanity would have gone extinct by now because fascists can't do anything but destroy. They would have destroyed the planet that we live on, because fascism needs war to sustain itself. So they'd have so yeah, there would be no, Earth in 2021 if the Nazis won World War II. What would happen is our planet would be uninhabitable because the Nazis would have freaking destroyed our planet through war and whatever kind of bullshit they would have done with their pseudoscience. No, the Nazis were not an efficient regime. Anybody who's actually studied history, who has actually studied with the Nazis, how they ran their government, would know that they were nothing like they're portrayed in fictional movies where they're competent, they're efficient. They were anything but that. There's other what if scenarios you could do that are far more interesting in World War II, but they just do the most overblown ones. If the Nazis won World War II, the Nazis could not have won World War II. They didn't respect their allies. They freaking screwed over Mussolini. Not that I care because he was a fascist. They didn't respect their allies in Japan. They could not have won World War II. Also, these alternate history scenarios ignore China, the Soviet Union, probably for a reason, and instead focusing only on, what if Churchill had died? What if the United States didn't actually, drop the atom bomb? Or what if the United States were defeated in Normandy? It's bullshit. They don't focus on China or the Soviet Union. And that is why I think that the what if the Nazis won World War II, alternate history, it's fun to speculate, but it's just nonsense. I mean, alternate history is already you get in the realm of, fan fiction, real life fan fiction, what you would have liked to happen, but you have to go about what's plausible. And honestly, I just don't think the Nazis could have won World War II based on what I've read, based on what I've seen, based on how everything was run. The Nazi government was already on the freaking verge of collapsing. Even before, Stalingrad, they needed a victory, in freaking the Soviet Union in order to actually expand their empire. The Soviet Union, defeating, the Nazis is what saved the world from fascism. They could not have won, honestly, without the help of the Soviets. I don't know. It just always bothers me with the what if scenarios. They always ignore the Japanese fascists and what would have happened in China if the Nazis had won World War II. It is not comprehensive what they would have done. Even if they won, let's say by some unlikely scenario, it would have been a short-term victory. They would have, collapsed on themselves because fascists will inevitably eat themselves. Yeah. There's more interesting scenarios people could have done. Like, what would the world have looked like if the Soviet Union won the Cold War? That would be an interesting scenario because that one's more plausible. Honestly, yeah. It's what if the Confederates won World War II? Well, the Confederates winning the Civil War, there is a plausibility they could have won, and there's scenarios that could have worked. Though, let's be real. If the Confederates had won the Civil War, I'm not as familiar with the Civil War era, so I'm just if I don't know certain things, forgive me if I get some things wrong. Slavery would have had to been abolished anyway. So the Confederacy would have only delayed slavery being abolished by 10 or 20 years. The quartering. He's such a joke. The Discovery Channel was a pretty good channel. Yes. Yeah. Well, honestly, honestly, I I'm not going to get into that right now because I just want to get, you know keep up with this. If America didn't attack North Korea, the world would be a better place. That is true. Beetlejuice being in Street Fighter, what the hell would that have won? I don't think the U.S. could have won in Vietnam. It would have cost more resources than they would have ganged. Though, if you want to know a scenario where that America did win Vietnam, Watchmen is definitely a good thing to read for a world if America won the Vietnam War. I'm just looking all of this. Oh God. Do I have to sit through that movie? It's bad enough I have to sit through Justice League, both the Sweden and fucking Zack Snyder cut. But you want to go through Batman v Superman again? Live? Oh my God. No, 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 no. I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't. Okay, you got to understand, Christopher Barker. I had a lot of comments and I couldn't keep up with them all. So if you have any comments that I've missed, make them again, because I'm not gonna be able to keep up with everyone's recent comments if I don't skip ahead. Batman v Superman is an edgelord fan fiction. It was awful. They should, but they won't. What? Okay. I don't hate the MCU. It's just I can't help it. Okay, let's just be honest. I like pissing people off when it comes to my comments on the MCU. But if you want to, it's very difficult because I think the best MCU films, probably are Guardians of the Galaxy because they're the most isolated from the rest of it. It's just there's so many problematic things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I can't overlook it as a communist. Oh, Infinity War popularizing the very idea of Malthusianism. Yeah, thank you, Russo brothers, for making overpopulation a popular topic again. Thank you for making a bunch of science pushed by fascists in order to justify the mass murder of poor people. Thank you, Russo brothers. It was hilarious watching them having a meltdown over what happened with the Snyder cut. I'm not gonna lie, it was entertaining. Well, you'll get a thought about it eventually. The Dark Knight Rises is a wait. The T. Oh, The Last Night. I think that's what you're referring to. Oh God. It probably would have been more. It would have been shorter. The problem with Batman v Superman, it was fucking 3 hours of boring pseudo intellectual nonsense. Honestly, Captain America Civil War was better in every way because it got the opposite ideologies of Iron Man and Captain America without being a 3-hour bored fest. Oh God. I'm not. What if 9/11 never happened? What if World War One? Honestly, I'm not a historian, a expert. The world as we know it would be different if World War One or World War. Okay, first off, we got one thing we gotta understand. World War II would not have happened if World War One have never happened, because World War II, II would have never have happened if World War I had not have happened. But let's be real, another war would have happened. If you ask me, a world war between the capitalist powers was inevitable. I don't think, you could have prevented that. World War II might have been a different war, had World War One, as we know in history, not have happened. But I think a world war was going to happen regardless, whether it happened in 1914 or 1920 or in the 1930s. It was going to happen. So I don't think you could predict what the world would look like. As for what if 9/11 would never have happened, that would require for George Bush not to be a piece of shit war criminal. That would require for him to actually give a shit about his own people and not let him die just as a opportunity to, get popular with his presidency. If 9/11 had not have happened, let's just say I don't think George W. Bush would have been president for 8 years. He would have been a one-term president. And yeah, I cannot predict what the world would be like if 9/11 would not have happened. The U.S. government would have, invented another reason to start a war in Iraq, in my opinion. Whether it's in 9/11 or some other incident. Yeah. Yeah, Geeks and Gamers did look like he was about to cry. Yeah, the last night. Oh, I'm just looking. Jesus, so many comments. Okay, I gotta. Magneto did nothing wrong. Magneto, I mean, he was right, about humanity and the X-Men universe. They're not gonna be able to, accept the mutants, and the mutants have to defend themselves by any means necessary. Magneto was base as fuck. That is probably a good outlook you can look at. Christopher Barker, see. That is true. The wealthy elite is the only people we have an overpopulation problem with. I have no idea. The prequel trilogy Resurgence is already happening. Though the sequel trilogy Resurgence, I don't think it will happen unless there's the next trilogy is even worse than the sequels. So I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, I gotta see. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta keep up. Okay, thank God. Let's see. Honestly, I cannot comment on the High Republic. As for the anti-white, that's just bullshit that the Phantom Menace is pushing. The author of Test of Courage is not anti-white. Yeah, that is true, Papa Wedge. I can't comment on Superman being Hitler. Jesus, I would join the Brotherhood of Mutants, especially if I were a mutant. Yeah, the Star Wars fandom. Let's be real. I hate using this, but I'm just gonna say this: nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Oh my God, the prequels are something different. Oh my God, the EU killed Chewbacca. Oh my God, the Yuzon Fong. They're not Star Wars. They look like something that came out of freaking Lord of the Rings or Star Trek. Oh my God, the sequel trilogy is too similar to the originals. Oh my God, the High Republic isn't the Old Republic. It's like, yeah, they can't make up their goddamn minds. I can't comment on the High Republic so far. So if anyone wants to, if you be patient with me, I will eventually get my review of Test of Courage up. It's just I haven't been in the mood to read it and Into the Dark. So eventually you'll get my thoughts. When you're worse than the Sonic fandom, you know you have a problem. When Star Wars makes the Sonic fandom look mature, when they make the Sonic fandom look like high class citizens. Yeah, fuck the people that are anti DPRK. Long live the DPRK. Long live the Kim Jong Un family. Yes. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Thanos the first time I watched it, not because I agreed with him, but I felt like the actor that portrayed Thanos did a good job. Honestly, there was some silly stuff in the EU, but I would not have the EU without it. The silly stuff because I like the silly stuff as much as I love the stuff that I love. The Sonic Phantom, yeah, they do make him look chill. Western leftists are awful. I agree. Yes, that's true. Yes, I honestly I'm sick. Okay, I'm a, okay. I'm gonna go on a rant here regarding Mortal Kombat. I cannot be the only one that feels this way, but I'm just gonna say it. Can we stop, for the love of God, getting third party characters in Mortal Kombat? What since when has Mortal Kombat been a third party fighting game series? Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the occasional, Freddy Krueger's, Spawn, and you know, maybe and Jason in Mortal Kombat, as long as the roster is basically doesn't exceed a certain percentage. Like, okay, for me, when it comes to Mortal Kombat, if you insist on having third party characters, they one have to be no more than 5% of the roster. If you want to add two, they shouldn't, be something that's from any kind of fucking thing. Like no Rambo, no Terminator, no RoboCop. It has to be something from like a horror movie, like Leatherface or whatever horror movie characters you guys are familiar with, or something like Spawn. It has to be something that would look like that would belong in Mortal Kombat. Otherwise, no. Besides, Mortal Kombat has like so many characters that deserve another chance. As somebody that loves the 3D era Mortal Kombat games, I like to see some of those characters come back, reimagined, better than they were before. Because unlike certain people in the Mortal Kombat fandom, I don't care about the reimagining version of the characters of Mortal Kombat. I don't even care what they did to Sindel, if that to be real. Because Mortal Kombat has always been for me a universe where the lines between good and evil is blurred, and I do believe there should be some gray in Mortal Kombat. That's how I view the series, and I honestly thought like Sindel, which is not was not even a character in the original series. I just don't care. I mean, there's plenty of characters in Mortal Kombat that deserve a second chance, and I think giving that slot to a third party character is bullshit. And that's just where I stand. That's true. Oh God. Let's see. All right. Okay. I don't know if there's Mortal Kombat fans on this chat, but I but as a Mortal Kombat fan, it should stick mostly to its own characters. Not to mention, Mortal Kombat has a lot of characters that have yet to be reimagined. Like, I don't get the hate for the 3D era of Mortal Kombat. Yo, for those of you who don't know what the 3D era of Mortal Kombat, because you may have started with Mortal Kombat 9, the 3D era of Mortal Kombat was a series of Mortal Kombat games that came out between 2002 and 2006. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which, good God, it's almost 20 years old. Mortal Kombat Deception, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. It was a trilogy of games that came out in the 6th generation, and honestly, I think those characters deserve a second chance. And the fact that they haven't actually been given a second chance because the people who are in charge of the series just doesn't really care. They treat the 3D era like it doesn't exist, which is bullshit. I would really love to see those characters come back. Not all of them, mind you. There's some characters that fucking suck, like Su Hao. Su Hao can go to hell. Yeah. Oh yeah, they do a 9/11 on third world countries, on a daily basis. Yeah, okay. If the topic's all over the place, then it's basically an open stream. So who cares? Well, there's Mortal Kombat fans here, so I just speak as a Mortal Kombat fan. Weren't the fandom fans complaining about Johnny Cage not being in the new Mortal Kombat movie? Weren't they complaining about that? And were they also complaining about one of the characters being black? Which is stupid because fucking Katana and Minerva, and actually Melina have never been fucking white because they're fucking from like a different world than Earth realm, and their depictions is different depending on the artist. Like in Mortal Kombat, the original trilogy, they had more of an Asian like appearance. Then in Mortal Kombat, the 3D games, it was kind of weird. They had more of a like Eurasian appearance. I don't even know because I don't Katana didn't even looked white, and the 3D trilogy, and then you know Mortal Kombat 9, they look Asian again, which I don't care. It's like they're fucking not even from Earth, and it's stupid that they're complaining about characters that are not even from Earth realm being played by a black actor. It's like, who fucking cares? Oh god. Yeah. I have not seen the Aquaman movie. I still haven't. Yeah. I never watched that. I've had to be real. I know one time, and it wasn't not one time, was it not? It was recently. I've kind of fucked with my coworkers when I basically said the Marvel Cinematic Universe is fascist propaganda. I love kind of fucking with my coworkers actually, because my coworkers, they don't even know how radical I truly am. Like I said, that I said the MCU is fascist. I said Zack Snyder is, superhero movies are fascist propaganda. It really sucks, being, you know, political sometimes because everything you fucking watch is kind of ruined because of being a communist. That is true. I mean, the Phantom Menace complain about so much. It's like, holy shit. It's like, my God. It's like, I know, I don't know if I should address this, but maybe not. It's like they're looking for anything to like validate their backwards views. I mean, seriously, it's like blah 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 said this, blah 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 destroys into SJWs. It's like I'm starting to think that SJWs is just a freaking dog whistle at this point for anything that anybody that actually has any progressive politics. It's just a dog whistle for anybody that has any that's slightly left leaning. They're at SJW. It's just a fascist dog whistle at this point, which is why I don't like using the word SJW anymore, because fascists have been using the term for so long that they basically co-opt it. Yes, Zack Snyder like freaking made them, basically slayed them live. King the Hill was a good cartoon as far as I remember. I have fond memories of that. Like these people invent fan fiction in order to like garner reviews. Like I recall one time they invented there was some like a war between Maria Larson and what's her name, Gal Gadot. It's like I doubt any of these actresses have ever spoken a word to each other. It's like they always have, like, what you see for the fandom Venice is like they live in a different world. They live in the world of a fan fiction of their own making. It's like, who the hell believes there's a civil war in Lucasfilm? Raise your hands in this audience or just comment. Who believes there's an actual civil war in Lucasfilm? Because it is so stupid. It's such nonsense. Wouldn't Disney know about this? Wouldn't Disney not be happy that their employees are like, basically causing trouble? Wouldn't they have been fired by now if there was a civil war in Lucasfilm? It's like, how do they believe this? It's like, how do they believe the civil war is going on? Oh my god. It's like, and not to mention these people, who the hell uses SJW as an insult these days? It's like 2021, so they're using the same damn insults that people were using in 2015. It's like these people have not evolved. And they like, it's like, and they wonder why George Lucas doesn't want to fucking be part of Star Wars. He sees this, it's like, I have no regrets selling this franchise. These crybabies can fight each other all they want. I don't care. I'm gonna retire with my family. That's probably what George Lucas is thinking. Every time he hears this, George Lucas is probably like, this is only reinforcing my reasoning for selling the franchise. I have no regrets. Yeah. It's like their new conspiracy theory is the Civil War in Lucasfilm. What happens when it's proven to be bunk and it's not true? Yeah, they are. And it's a fucking cartoon. It's like yeah, how do they do that? And there's people that still believe, and I'm not joking, that Kathleen Kennedy is not involved in Mandalorian. No joke. That Kathleen Kennedy has no power. It's like, wait, isn't her name on the fucking credits? Yeah. Oh my god. Gina Carano was an idiot. She could have still had her job if she'd kept her mouth shut. I'm pretty sure George Lucas did regret it at first from an artistical standpoint, because he wanted his version of the sequels to at least get made. But after seeing the reaction for the past like 5 years, for the past 5 years, it probably it's like, nope, I don't care at all. And just because he says, "Oh, Disney Star Wars is not my Star Wars," it's like, "Oh my God, George Lucas shits on Disney Star Wars." Like, no, he doesn't. He didn't shit on Disney Star Wars. George Lucas didn't even say Disney Star Wars is bad. He said it's not his Star Wars. It's like, my God, they'll do anything. George Lucas could be taking a shit, and they'll probably claiming that he's taking a shit on the sequels. That's what they would do. That's the extent that they would go in order to actually, make up their fan fiction of a civil war in Lucasfilm. Yeah. But according to them, she has no power. Okay, I'm not defending Kathleen Kennedy for those who fucking hate her, but you cannot deny objective truth. George Lucas sold Star Wars to Kathleen Kennedy. He chose her as his successor, and Kathleen Kennedy, is in charge of every project. Yes, and just because George Lucas says the EU wasn't his Star Wars doesn't mean he hated it. The EU. When he means by it's not his Star Wars, it means he didn't create it. There's a huge distinction between what George Lucas said. There's a huge difference between saying the EU is not my Star Wars to the EU is not Star Wars. They'll use the EU when it's convenient and trash it in every other time. Oh yeah, why would George Lucas join with the Phantom Menace? George Lucas is like, I'm not going to join with these people. Some of these people were part of the movie The People versus George Lucas. When George Lucas says not part of his Star Wars, he doesn't mean it's not canon. He's referring to, stuff that he was personally involved with. George Lucas mostly cared about the Star Wars that he created. Honestly, that it doesn't mean the EU is not canon or never was canon to George. That is true. Also, George Lucas had to personally approve everything in the EU. Honestly, that happened pretty much. That's major. Luke cannot get married without George Lucas's approval. Yeah, and Mark Hamill said something. TFA sucks ass. Oh yes, Phantom Menace sucks ass. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if the Phantom Menace also say shit about North Korea. Oh God. Would it be funny if Mark Hamill basically made a clown of the Phantom Menace? You'd have like 50 videos shitting on Mark Hamill. I don't know. Honestly. Yes. That's true. Oh God. I'm not gonna get into this discussion. I respect, as long as it doesn't trump on the rights of of the individual. I think religious rights are civil rights, and those who commit those crimes under the name of Christianity and Islam do not represent everyone in that religion. Honestly, I'd rather just do okay. Okay, I'm just gonna be blunt. Why are people still claiming for a remake of KOTOR or a KOTOR 3 when there's been a fucking game that actually is a successor to KOTOR? It's called Mass Effect. I'm pretty sure some of you may have heard of it. A trilogy of games that BioWare made between that came out between 2007 and 2012, where it expanded upon everything that the first Knights of the Old Republic did, and actually make it feel like a trilogy, based on your choices that you make. I know there's some people that don't like how Mass Effect 3 ended, but I'm just saying that the real successor to KOTOR is Mass Effect. That they had a Mass Effect 3 in the style of, that basically did everything that they loved about KOTOR. Multiple story paths, choices, how something ends. It's like Mass Effect is the successor to KOTOR. There already has been a KOTOR 3. It's been in a spiritual form. Same thing with KOTOR 4 and 5, also in a spiritual form. There already is a spiritual sequel to Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's Mass Effect. Unfortunately, Star Wars fans probably never actually gave those games a chance. And as far as I'm concerned, they are the true successor to Knights of the Old Republic. I'm just looking. Wait, really? This happened? I gotta see that, please. I gotta see that. Oh my god. Spawn was black. They're gonna call it woke because Spawn's black, even though he always has been. Oh god. Oh yeah. Honestly, when it comes to Mass Effect, I go Paragon. I do Renegade when I play as Male Shepard. And honestly, is another good reason to play as FemShep, and is considering that I don't really like most of her romance options. Garrus is probably the only character that I think should be with Shepard if Shepard's female. So there's that. Then Male Shepard always has Tali. So yeah, I don't. Sorry, Liara fans. I prefer Tali and Garrus. Mass Effect 3's ending, yeah, maybe questionable, but it's certainly better than fucking Rise of Skywalker's ending and Game of Thrones Season 8. Okay, I'm answering this. As someone who's not religious, I respect people who are religious as long as they don't shove their beliefs on my throat. Maybe I'll learn one or two things that I found interesting and beneficial. Yeah, that's just all I ask. Is as long as they don't trump on the rights of others, religion I should be respected as long as it respects the rights of those who aren't religious. I mean, okay, I'm going to address the Mass Effect 3 ending. Yes, I will say this. The ending with the stupid Star Child basically telling you a bunch of bullshit. By the way, I've completed Mass Effect 3 again last night. So it's fresh in my mind about blah. Oh yeah, if you don't choose these other options, the cycle will start again. It's like really? As far as I'm concerned, my interpretation of the final 10 minutes of Mass Effect 3 with that stupid Star Child, I just imagine it. I just like to think that it's the Reapers, what last ditch effort to stop Shepard from actually completing, their goal of destroying the Reapers. Control is basically the option of the elusive man. Syphysis, the ideology of Saren. Why would you want to keep the Reapers around? And destroying the Reapers is the only option that saves galactic civilization from a future, harvest, or an eternal victory by the Reapers. I just view the Star Child as lying to Shepard, trying to weaken their resolve so they don't activate the Crucible in the way it was originally intended. That's how I interpret the ending of Mass Effect 3. And the destroy ending is the only viable option. If you care to know, that's my thoughts of the ending of Mass Effect 3 and my interpretation of it. Anyway, I'm just going to address some comments. I cannot comment. I don't collect Franco parts. Yeah. I cannot. Honestly, Weldy West is my Flash. Of course they forgot he was black. It's literally in his backstory. That's so stupid. Of course they wouldn't think he's black. Because he's in a cool looking suit. That's like not a hard thing to accomplish. I'm just trying to keep up with all the comments. I cannot comment. I don't watch CW. Nope, I have not. The Twilight movies. Okay, I have a confection, guys. I fell asleep when I watched the first Twilight. I was so bored that let's just say I was so tired that I was bored and I went to sleep. No joke. I literally had to take a nap after watching the first Twilight movie. No movie has bored me so much that it made me want to take a nap. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just looking. Me and my friend make this joke that Peach and Bowser are actually together, and Bowser kidnapping Peach is basically some kink that they have, and Mario is just unaware of, of the thing that they're doing. Everybody else knows what's going on, and Mario is basically an idiot and doesn't know that he's actually just playing along with, you know, Bowser and Peach's, weird little kink that they have. I mean, yeah, that's my interpretation. Oh god. I don't even know what Dawn Together is actually. I'm actually surprised about the streams. I mean, we've had some pretty good discussions. The last stream, well, when we got, you know, Falcon General, we were on, you know, for like almost 3 hours. I don't intend that for the stream to be 3 hours. Anime is the savior of art against SJWs. I don't even think Japan gives a fuck about what's going on in the fucking online, discourse regarding anime. These anti-SJWs are so stupid. They don't even realize Japan is not even a big popular thing like they think it is. It's niche. Even in Japan, it's niche. And I know there'd be one guy they'd probably hate if you actually bring this up. If you basically the creator of Neo Genesis, Evangelion, did say anime will be dead in 20 years. I think this was like a few years. I think this was 5 years ago. He said anime will be dead in 20 years. And it is not too far off. You rarely see original anime come out these days. It's either a sequel to a previous series or a remake of a previous series or a adaptation of a light novel. There's so many light novel adaptations these days that's pretty much most anime these days is basically light novel adaptations. They're not really like original manga. No, original manga, original anime. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind, Shaman King getting, in a few weeks, finally, having a manga accurate adaptation. But I'm just saying it's a sign of the times that anime that it might actually be slowly dying off. Not as many anime get produced as they used to. Anime doesn't make as much money as they used to. Bring this up and they'll call you an SJW. I don't eat breakfast. Lunch is my breakfast. If you care to know, lunch is my breakfast. That answers your question. Oh, God. I'm just going through it. I'm surprised, there hasn't been an anime that's done that. Then again, Japan is pretty, I don't know, it's a little disturbing. Evangelion basically tells you to grow the fuck up in the final episode. When he claps, it's like, congratulations. When I first saw that, it's like, what the fuck did I just watch? I mean, Evangelion is a mindfuck, but seriously, that show is anti-escapism. It really is. If I ever did a review, I would deliberately title Evangelion the anti-weeb anime. Because it certainly is anti-weeb. Man, I'm surprised as how well that the stream is doing. Same as waiting for more comments. Oh, wait. Let's see. Jesus. Oh, new comments. Jesus. All right. Let's see. That's the whole reason I put them in the thumbnail in the first place. I mean, the last month was Communist Sailor Moon. The month before that was Joseph Stalin. I don't even know what I'm going to do for April. I might do Communist Harry Potter for April. I might do that in the thumbnail. Honestly, it's just bullshit stuff that you hear from anti-SJWs. I mean, if they were able to survive like one of the worst comic book crashes, in history, I think they're doing just fine. It's just nonsense. I'm not a fan of Ava, by the way. I just bring it up. Yeah, I like Animaniacs. It is a bold choice. Okay, I don't like Evangelion. I'm not a fan of it, but I respect it for having the balls to basically say, no, fuck you. The world doesn't owe you anything. I mean, I view Senji as basically the average, basically right-wing, wannabe chud on the internet in an incel. That's how I view Senji. Six dislikes. It's from the same. It's probably from like the same 6 people. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 of them is like Kyle and Iron. I mean, the rat's still freaking butthurt over fucking what I say. Like, grow the fuck up. Yeah, the mainstream shit is awful. Well, there's a Harry Potter fan fiction. I don't know if I don't know if I should talk about it in a future stream, but somebody told me like over a year ago about there's a fan fiction of Harry Potter becoming a communist. I started to read it, and it's like, what the fuck am I reading? Harry Potter becomes a fan fiction is possibly the best bad fan fiction I've ever read. It is so bad, it's good. I'm not joking. Check it out, honestly. It is so bad, it's good. If you're not an ML, you may get a little annoyed at times, but if you could separate that, it is hilarious how, like, Dumbledore is a libertarian, Hermione is a liberal. Freaking the fan fiction makes fun of anarchists, trots. Moody is like your stereotypical, like, alt righter. Voldemort is a member of the alt right. McGonagall, is a member of the KKK. I'm not even. The fan fiction is so bad, it's good. You gotta read it. I'm not joking. You gotta read it. If you want to read a bad fan fiction that's so bad it's good, you gotta read it. Honestly, the video game crash, I don't know. Honestly, I think the video game crash will happen as capitalism, basically gets worse and worse, because less people are going to be able to afford video games, and as time goes on, video games as a whole. I'm gonna save this. I might do it in depth, but video games is becoming a middle class hobby. If you're not middle class, gaming is just out of your price range. The hey, the only, as long as as long as Naruto isn't one of your favorite series, we're good. No, there's a fan fiction called Harry Potter Becomes a Communist. It is one of the funniest fan fictions I've read because it's so bad. Future Trunks has so many goddamn accounts, it's ridiculous. I'm not joking, people. He comments at least a few times a day or a week. I don't remember. The fan fiction's called Harry Potter Becomes a Communist. It's on fanfiction.net. It is so bad it's good. Do you think that the PS4 will be the worst? I cannot comment on that. The fan fiction is so bad it's good. I'm not joking. It really is. You'll question. Okay, here's what happened. When I read the fan fiction at first, it's like, you know what? I'm only going to read one chapter. I read almost half the fan fiction in one night because holy shit, it was so bad. I wanted to know how much worse this could get, and it's hilariously bad. It is one of the most popular fan fictions on the internet. No joke. It's the most well-known Harry Potter fan fiction. Future Trunks, you know what he does? He comments, deletes his comment. Copy and pastes his comment, deletes his previous comment. That's what he does. He keeps saying the same thing. The only thing that's canon is the 6 movies in the EU and the Clone Wars. And all that other nonsense. It's like, okay, I don't care. Nobody cares. How can anybody how can anyone take that guy seriously? Steven Crowder and Salty Cracker. I want to considering I don't want to risk my channels getting taken down, I don't want to. I'm gonna stay away from Steven Crowder, considering the racist things he says on his channel. I'm not gonna have my channel taken down for hate speech. So fuck Steven Crowder. So no, I will not do Steven Crowder. I can't comment on that. I really cannot. George Carlin would fucking take a shit in freaking Crowder's mouth. Freaking Crowder is a wannabe comedian. The only thing he does is just make racist jokes. That's all he does. It's like anyone that actually finds his humor funny, I have to question if you're not a racist or not. Because I think, you know, you'd have to be a racist if you actually, you know, sorry, you have to be a racist if you actually find his humor funny. And you also, I think you have to be demented too, because the guy is very demented. It's like, how can anyone find his humor funny? The guy is just disgusting. You know, the way he like, how could anyone find jokes about kids in cages funny? How could he find anyone find jokes against black people funny? It's like the guy is just. I just find his humor to be sociopathic. In fact, I find him to be borderline sociopathic. I just don't understand how anyone could actually find him funny. Yeah, that's Steven Crowder is. It's like all these right wingers who come from Canada, they're the fucking worst. I wish they'd, you know, I wish they would just go back to their fucking country and stop fucking, you know, oh, America's so much better. It's like, yeah, you live in America until fucking, you know, you have a fucking problem with your health and you fucking go to fucking Canada because your America's healthcare system's so fucked up. It's like, fuck these parasites. I wish these people would just go to a country that doesn't have health care at all. And in fact, I can't stand Canadian right wingers are worse than American right wingers. Because Canadian right wingers, they know they're full of shit. You know, they know they're full of shit because they lived in a healthcare system that fucking is better fucking than America. And they want fucking their country to be like America. It's like they're fucking traitors as far as I'm concerned. Canadian right wingers are the worst. I wasn't even aware what Matt Wilkins was doing. Sorry, don't care. It's hard to say what Stalin would think. Stalin would think Trump is a clown and Biden is a senile old fool. That's what you know Stalin would think of them. Oh god, I fuck. Honestly, I just cannot. Canadian reactionaries are worse than American reactionaries because I expect reactionaries in America. In Canada, you would expect people to actually be, you know, more empathetic, but they're not. Canadian right wingers are actually even more worse than American right wingers. Like they actually show nothing but contempt for the poor. They act like, you know, they know better than everyone else. They're elitist as fuck. It's like, get these fucking people out. In fact, they should live in a fucking country that isn't fucking Canada or America. Get these fucking people out, put them in a fucking prison colony and be done with it. Oh wait, we don't have that yet. Just dump them off in some area where there is no regulations. Let's see how long they would survive. Yeah. And those same right-wing Canadians go to Canada when they need health care. They're the fucking worst. I fucking despise them. It's like I feel like anybody that wants to be like America is a fucking traitor of their country. If you want your country men to suffer as much as Americans do with their shitty healthcare, then you're a fucking awful person. Which is why I stand by this. If you are proud of being an American, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're not a good person. You're not like the kind of person I want to be around. If you're proud of a country that has a history of racism, colonialism, fascism, imperialism, then I'm fucking not somebody that I want to be friends with. If they're proud of all that. To be proud of being American is to be proud of all of that. There is no middle ground. Do I sound dogmatic saying this? Yeah, I do. But I don't care because in America, we've already deal with enough shit as it is with the fucking settlers. And yet and honestly, if that is the settler mentality, if you actually are proud to be American, if you're proud to be an American, you're proud of being a settler, and nobody should be proud of being a settler. Ukraine right wingers, UK right wingers are a fucking joke. I don't take them seriously. They're clowns. I barely buy games that cost $60 unless I really want it. They're not really that much different from Americans. Of course they are. They might as well just live in America. You know what? It's like it's funny how we why does America attract so many fascists? Like so many fascists who have a country with a superior healthcare system. Why are they attracted to America? I guess in their mind, America only lets the strongest live. I guess that's how they view it. Yeah. I don't think anybody should look at America as a good example of anything. No. I don't care what the okay. I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm gonna and one more time only. I am not gonna give you the link to the video of the fall of Matt Wilkins because I don't fucking care. There's other people you can ask. Ask them. I'm not affiliated with them anymore. Ask them. They may have a copy. Otherwise, enough. I'm officially putting you on timeout because I'm not going to, say this again. Yeah. Yeah. I can't. It must suck being fucking a basically being ruled by a fucking monarch. And speaking of the monarchs, can we just stop with this fucking bullshit with the British monarchy? I mean, good God. How much of a cock do you have to be to defend the British royal family? I know this is weeks old, and I know B level have already touched on this, but I can't help it but laugh. It's like Ben Shapiro, the supposedly patriotic American, cucks for the freaking royal crown. The very crown that oppressed his people centuries before. The very crown that, tried to destroy this country multiple occasions. It's like right wingers that freaking, simp for the UK monarchy. You guys are fucking wimps. How can you simp for a fucking monarchy that fucking that? It's pathetic. Right wingers that defend the royal family are cringe. Remember that controversy where where I forgot her name, where she talked about how the British royal family may be racist because their child may not be, you know, may her the skin may be darker than the other members of the royal family, and there was a huge uproar. And fucking Ben Shapiro was defending the royal family. It's like claiming they weren't racist. It's like, Why are you defending a family of people that has nothing to do with that would have freaking killed your ancestors? That is true. Fuck James Bond. I agree with you. I stand Kim Jong Un, but can't stand Trump. I agree with you. It should. People shouldn't be able to fucking, do that. Ben Shapiro was a fucking joke. He really is a joke. And I would not be surprised if Ben Shapiro doesn't get laid by his wife. Yeah, they are racist. It's no surprise. But people that defend him, huh. I hate Ben Shapiro's voice in general. Do you fuck the Amazing Atheists? I haven't liked that freaking fat, piece of shit in years. Ever since, what happened with the fucking in 2016, I haven't watched him since 2016. Like he didn't care that about the things that were happening to America as long as until his fucking ability to smoke pot was threatened. Fuck TJ, the Amazing Atheist. Not to mention, I still haven't gotten over how he fucked over, Cult of Dusty. Now, I know some of you may not be his fan anymore, but Cult of Dusty has been trying to change. He still clings to his liberalism, but at least Cult of Dusty, he called out what the skeptic community was becoming before it became what it is now. He knew what was coming. And freaking TJ turned on him. Everybody else turned on him. It's like he was one of the few people that actually had the balls to speak out against the anti-SJWs. And he was right to do so. And as far as I'm concerned, the Amazing Atheist will be on my shit list because of what he did to Dusty. Honestly, screwing him over like that really angered me. Ben Shapiro sounds like he's 12 years old. I have not watched The Amazing Atheist in 5 years. I really haven't. The only time I've ever watched The Amazing Atheist is when, the Democratic Socialist was responding to one of his stupid videos. That's like the only time I watched, The Amazing Atheist through him. Otherwise, I haven't watched him. Then again, my, anti-atheist views have changed. Has basically been more open. I'm not an atheist anymore, and the only reason I liked him because I was an atheist, and I just view him as just one of those edgelords. Oh, look at me! I don't believe in God. It's like, you know what? I don't give a shit about fucking, if you believe in God. If you believe in God, so fucking what? If you don't, well, I don't care either. Honestly, we have it's nothing more than petty bourgeois nonsense debating about, oh my God, is there a God? You know what? I don't fucking care if there is a God or if there is or not, because the world is burning around us. It's not going to change, how, it's not going to change my living condition. It's not going to change yours. So why are we debating fucking the existence of God? It's nothing more than a bunch of intellectuals who are out of touch with the masses, debating about nonsense that most people just do not care about. I'm not saying you can't be an atheist and be a good person, but what I've seen from the skeptic community, they've made it so I don't want to be an atheist, because atheism, to me, I associate it with reactionary nonsense. I've seen more reactionaries that have been atheists than Christians. I mean, they don't talk about how capitalism is destroying our planet. They don't fucking talk about how capitalism, how it uses religion to, further its ends. No, it's all about religion. Religion's evil. Religion's evil. It's like, yeah, religion's evil. Okay, well, what about, I hate to say this, but there's a lot of things that atheists don't want to talk about. But there were a lot of, secularism did actually play a role in the mass death of freaking Jews and the oppression of Catholics in, the Nazi regime. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about how secularism actually led to the deaths of one of the biggest fucking wars in history. If secularism was so good and so for humanity, why did 40 million people die in a war because of secularism? Yeah, fucking, Hitler, whatever, he may have said, oh, this is a Christian crusade. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Fucking fascists will use fucking anything for their agenda. Nazism was anything but Christian. The real Christians were oppressed by the Nazis. And I'm just going to say it, they may not have been atheists, but they did view religion as a threat to their regime. The regime of freaking Hitler is what was important to them. Any other religion was a threat. So yeah, fuck, the average atheist, honestly just doesn't really care about human rights. Not to mention, the average atheist just goes around fucking shitting on third world fucking people in third world countries who are mostly people of color who believe in, Islam. It's like these fucking people will never succeed in their goal of making the world, free from religion, because you can't. You're not going to tell a bunch of people who are being bombed by in a daily basis by the United States that their religion is bullshit. They're not going to believe you, because people need some form of hope. People that are in desperate situations, you're not going to fucking tell them that, oh, God does not exist. No, they need to have some form of hope. And it's their fucking business whether, if what they believe in is wrong or not. It's not my decision. It's not anybody else's decision, but the individual. Yes, I agree with that. It is atheists as a whole are mostly petty bourgeois. They're not fucking poor. Most of the atheists are not poor. It's mostly people that are, that are freaking upper middle class who, do it just because, fuck mom and dad or whatever. Religion is important to people. Honestly. No, she was a terrible person. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to say it how it is. Sam Harris and, Christopher Hitchens, they're fascists. They're fucking social fucking fascists. They want to control how fucking people live their lives. Oh, religion is the biggest evil. Really? What about secularism? How many fucking people died in World War II because of secularism? How many Jews were killed, in a justification because of science and pseudoscience? You're gonna tell me that fucking atheism doesn't have a high death count? Give me a break. Okay, I'm sorry. When you read extensively on the Nazi regime like I have, you see this stuff and you can't help but fucking call it out for what it is. A lot of these fucking people don't actually know what happened in the Holocaust. Science was used as a justification for oppressing Jews or people that were disabled. Yeah, fuck Vosh, but I'm still on my rant. It's just atheists will not rest until the entire world is basically on fire. That's essentially what they want. It's like they're basically declaring war on the entire planet. because they think religion's irrational. You know what's irrational? Starting wars with fucking people that you don't have to start wars with because you think you could fucking correct them, that you know more than they do about their own living conditions. You want to know what's irrational? The bullshit that Christopher Hitchens and Dawkins believes, that there is no God because of science. Well, you know what? Science isn't always right. Science always has to update itself, correct itself in order to, in order to actually, because something new comes up. It's like, as for God, what's more irrational? Bombing an entire fucking group of people that did nothing to you, making enemies needlessly, or trying to coexist with them? It's like these fucking atheists will fucking look for any way to justify their bigoted worldview because they replace one form of white supremacy with another. Oh, I'm not racist. I just don't like their religion. Bullshit. You are a racist if you're Islamophobic because you're just looking for an excuse to justify your white supremacy. White supremacy, it doesn't matter if you're a fucking atheist or a Christian. Honestly, Orientalism is a fucking thing. And looking at every fucking person that's fucking Arab, as a potential terrorist, that's fucking racist. And not all of them are fucking Muslim or even Christian. Some of them are atheists. It's like, to hell with these people. And they're okay with starting wars as long as it freaking civilizes these people. And then they'll talk about the fucking Uyghur Muslims in China. It's like, yeah, you don't fucking give a fuck about the Muslims in America that are fucking have been oppressed by this country since its founding. It's like, to hell with these people. What atheists, push is cultural genocide. And it is cultural genocide. Religion is part of like almost every culture on earth. And taking a religion from somebody is like taking their identity. And to basically say everyone should be atheist because it's more rational, no, fuck you. We should respect where we came from. We shouldn't fucking just give up where we came from because you had a bad experience with a certain religion. Well, Hitchens was a fucking idiot, and he was destroyed by Michael Parenti. Yeah, that is true. Holy shit. That's been something I've been wanting to say for a while. It probably won't be the last time I rant, honestly. It's just, I feel like to be an atheist, I'm not going to, this sounds elitist. No, it's not really elitist. I'm just being, you have to have a justifiable reason for being an atheist. Besides, I don't believe in God. Okay, why do you not believe in God? What is a God? Describe what is a God. How do you know a God exists? How do you know a God doesn't exist? If you can't actually answer, then you don't know any more than the Christians do, or the Muslims, or the Jews. If there isn't a God, and science can't prove or disprove God, and science is not the end all be all when it comes to proving, if there is a God or not. And I'm referring to God as gender neutral because I don't believe God has a gender, if there is a God at all. Yeah, Hitchens probably is burning in hell. That's okay. Nice seeing you, Falcon General. Oh, I'm still going to review it. Just give me some time. Actually, it's almost been 2 hours, actually. Now I'm hitting the 2 hour mark, and I don't want to exceed that. So I'm just going to say, everybody here who watched this stream, I know it's been a mess, but then again, that's what I like about these open discussion streams. I could talk about anything and I can change my topic from one to another and still have a conversation. Part of me has considered maybe not having these be a monthly thing. Maybe have this be more something that I do more often. Because it seems like these are the videos that my audience likes for me to do. My audience likes when I interact with them. It's like I'm talking to people in other parts of the world. I'm considering doing these more often. I don't know. Honestly. I agree with you on that, Wedge. Though I'm not an agnostic anymore, because I do believe there is that there is a God. I agree. God has no gender. I have no problem with you if you're an atheist. I have no problem with atheists in general. And by the way, I don't want to end this stream without actually addressing this. When I was ranting about, it's the new atheists I was ranting about. Because there are good people that are atheists that don't believe in God. It's just I've been disillusioned by atheism because of the new atheist movement. And it's just the chauvinism that exists amongst these people. Usually those who are atheists that aren't chauvinistic are usually communist. They're not like people like Hitchens or Dawkins or Sam Harris. April Fool's Day. I have no opinion one way or another. White supremacy is irrational. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this stream. I really did enjoy this. Anyway, if you guys would like me to do more of these kind of streams where it's open discussion, where we could just have multiple topics at once, just let me know. Anyway, may the force be with you. May we live long and prosper and stay safe, everyone. And see you guys next time with another video. Thank you.